Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Rob. Today we're going to be reviewing the giant rider-waite tarot deck. Now, you've probably seen many reviews of this deck. I've had this deck for about a year. I wanted to get this deck so bad. I love huge cards and I don't like small cards. So obviously this being the giant rider-waite, I was so attracted to it. And then I thought, you know, how can I use this deck? Can I use it for divination? Can I use it as a spread? Can I use it as an observation deck? And you know, guys, this is so versatile. You can use this deck however you like. I'm going to tell you all about it. This, as simple as it is actually one of my favorite decks. And not because of the drawings or anything like that. This deck is all about the size, you guys. So let's get into it. This one is by US Game Systems. I think it's the only edition that they have. And you know, this of course is the back of the talk box because it is a talk box. This is the back of the talk box. And it says here, it is designed, of course, by Pamela Colman Smith under the direction of Arthur Edward Waite. Well established as a classic, the Rider-Waite Tarot deck remains faithful to the artistry of Pamela Colman Smith's 1909 design. The innovative deck, once considered revolutionary, now sets the standards for tarot cards everywhere and continues to be one of the world's most popular tarot decks. So it is oversized. The cards measure approximately 4 by 6.75. It includes a 24-page booklet with tarot interpretations based upon A.E. Waite's Pictorial Key to the Tarot. US Game Systems, as I said, and this has been out for a while, but I wanted to do a review on this because I really enjoyed it. And I'll tell you how I use this deck and how I use it and why I use it. Talkbox is pretty good. I use this deck every single day, and I'm gonna once again tell you how I use it. So what I try to do is I try to not close it all the time here. So I just leave it like this so that it doesn't get worn out because I use it every single day. Now, this deck comes with a description of Pamela Colman Smith, which is one of the only decks that I have that actually comes with such a complete description of Pamela Colman Smith. And if you don't know anything about Pamela Colman Smith, this gives you a pretty good synopsis of her life. It's, you know, I read it all, and it's kind of sad because, you know, she was totally her work was unrecognized when she was alive, and it only came together after it only came very well known after she departed from Earth or died. Or passed, and that I find very sad. But you know, I'm sure that being remembered as Pamela Colman Smith today in 2024, and her deck being one of the most used worldwide or the most used worldwide, I'm sure that she's very proud of that, no matter where she is. So interesting card. You know, and then she writes something here. I like it. Alone and in the midst of men, alone mid hills and valleys fair, alone upon a ship at sea, alone and everywhere. Oh, many folks I see and know, so kind they are, I sacred can tell. But now alone on land and sea, in spite of all, I'm left to dwell. In cities large, in country lane, around the world, it's all the same. Across the sea from the shore to shore, alone, forevermore. Yeah, it's a bit depressing when you ask me, or sad, not depressing, but sad. But you know, that just kind of tells you about the state of mind that Pamela Colman Smith was on. And let's move on. There's plenty of information on her online, so you can find out a bit more if you're interested about her. This is the introduction card. It's the giant Rider-Waite Tarot deck by US Game Systems. And it comes with this booklet here, which it's not such a small booklet, right? So it's so you guys, so that you sort of have a an idea of how big this is. This is a regular size booklet, and this is this other booklet. This is for the giant, so it's big. And this is pretty much run-of-the-mill. It gives you a little bit of information. So here's has an introduction to Arthur Edward Waite. And it goes on, and it goes on. And then it goes into the meaning of the major arcanas. And then, of course, it goes into the meanings of the minor arcanas. And that's pretty much it. It's a run-of-the-mill. But, you know, if you're looking for a deck with a lot of explanation and a lot of... This is not. This is all about the size. But not only about the size, but it's also about the quality of the paperwork and the printing of it. So, talking about the size, you guys, this is a regular tarot card. And this is how big this one is. So, like if I put my hand on it, it's like the size of my hand, as you can see. So it's big. And for that, I love it. Paper quality. Paper quality is pretty good. See, can I still zoom out a little bit? No, that's it. Paper, because it's so big, it takes the whole screen. But paper quality is pretty good, you guys. It's matte, it's not shiny. Printing is okay. This is a mass-produced deck, of course. And so as a mass-produced deck, you can expect to have that mass-produced feeling to it. But nevertheless, I really like it. And I think that the printing is okay. And I think that for observation, for teaching, and for learning, this deck is super, super, super practical. So when it comes to shuffling, I shuffle it like this. So, can I do divination with this? Yeah, you can do divination with this. You know, if you really want to surprise the seeker with a bombastic sort of a deck, you know, you take this one out. You know, if you want to learn, you take this deck out. If you want to teach, you take this deck out. If you want to do a video presentation, you take this deck out. There's so many things to do with this deck, you guys. It is just so versatile. It is really, you know, at the beginning I was like, what am I going to do with it? But there's so much that I can do with this deck. Of course, the drawings are by Pamela Coleman Smith, and so you're very familiar with them, I'm assuming. And if you're not, you can look, but you know, we've seen these drawings time and time again, and it just, you know, they're great. Colors are sharp, printing is pretty good for such a size, right? And so, you know, I'm not gonna do a flip through of this deck entirely because we've seen it. I'm just going to I'm gonna show you how it spreads out in a fan situation, and it spreads just beautiful, right? So when we take some of the cards out, you'll see some of the images that you've seen a million times, right? And so I'll do a quick run through of it, and I'll show you what I do with this deck, you guys, because I use this deck every day, and I use it like this. Look. I even bought little stands for it. I think I bought them on Amazon, and they're wooden stands. And what I do is I pick a card, and I pick a card of the day. I pick a card of the day, I'll put it here on the stand, and it'll stand on my desk every single day. I will pick a card. And so my card of the day today was the Ace of Wands, and it's the one that is just standing there, and it's on my altar. And I do that every single day. And I study the card, and I read about the card, and it just reinforces my knowledge about tarot. But then at the same time, it reminds me of what that card has to say to me. And so a lot of the times I find that I sort of get stuck on the meaning of a card. Like, I'll just have this maybe 3 or 4 keywords in my brain of what that card means. And so what I do is I'll take one of these cards every day. For example, if I have the Justice, I will take not a lot, but I will take like 3 or 4 of the books that I have, which, for example, the Holistic Tarot, and I will read about justice, and then I will take another book and I will read about justice, and then I will take some notes on justice. So it is a learning tool for me. This is how I use this deck. I use it as a learning tool, and it's just absolutely fabulous. I love that. I love that about this deck. It's my own little learning tool. I get up in the morning, I meditate with it, I learn with it, and it just works perfect for me. And this is why this deck is being used every single day, because it's a learning tool deck for me. And that's what I do with it, you know. And I'll go through some of the cards right now so you can sort of take a look at them. And you know, and when you look at what a normal card looks like and the size of these cards, you'll see that they're just huge. And once again, these images are, you know, the sort of images that you've seen a lot throughout your tarot path. But they're, you know, this is just one of those decks that allows you to see the details that otherwise you won't, or you have to really focus really hard when you see it on a smaller card. On this card, they're just right there. It's just like zoomed in, and it works really well. And it's just one of those decks that tells you all about it. You know, I have to say that this Sun card by the RWS deck is just not my favorite. A child sitting on a horse with sunflowers on the back. It's not. But it, you know, it has a symbolism, right? And a lot of the times I look at it, it's the sun, and I know that it's a positive card, but what is this child doing sitting on a horse? And it has symbolism. And so when I look at this card, I will then take my book, and then I will, when this card comes up, and I will find out about what the child means and why they intended that child to be on there. And because everything has a meaning in these cards, everything. It doesn't matter where you look. It doesn't matter what you're looking. The colors have a meaning. The number, the way the posture is, the way they're looking, the way everything has a meaning. So, and this deck is going to allow you to be able to learn about all of that and all of that symbolism that is in these cards, to be able to learn. So if you're new with tarot, this is definitely a deck that I recommend. I'm not new to tarot. But you know, I can never stop learning about tarot. I never stop learning. Paper quality is really good. Like I said, you know, it's not thin, it's not thick. It's just a good paper quality. And this is the back of the card, just that plaid, which is not my favorite. I always, whenever I see this this design, I think that I'm going to be eating a picnic under a tree or something. You know, it's just like, it's a picnic sort of tablecloth thing, right? I don't know. Am I the only one that thinks that? But or maybe I'm, you know, yeah, I feel like I'm at a restaurant or something, or I'm about to be served food. This is what what I think when I see that. But I'm just doing a quick sort of a flip through of these cards because you've seen them a million times, and so it's not like there's something different with the drawings or anything like that. They are your regular run-of-the-mill, but they're just huge. They're bombastic. They're big. So you'll get to see everything that you maybe didn't see before. And if you are doing a reading and you want to just do a clarifier and be really having a major clarifier, then this is one of those decks that will give you that. You know, you can do a lot of things with this deck. You can really surprise your clients. If you do clients, you can really surprise your friends. You can really surprise whoever you're doing a reading for. Is just a really wonderful and surprising deck to bring out. I think that nobody really expects such a huge card. So that's it, you guys. that is the giant rider-waite-smith and tarot deck, I'm sorry. And I recommend it 150 times, 150%. This is a really wonderful deck. I use it every day and I definitely recommend it. And this is easy to find, by the way. I think it's on Amazon, it's everywhere. You can find it everywhere. So for that, and it's not expensive, by the way. So, okay, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that review. Let me know what your comments are. Let me know if you have this deck. And please let me know if you do have it, how do you use it? Because I'd love to find out how else I can use this deck. So I would love to know how you guys use this deck. Leave me your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And like I always say, you guys, until the next time,